Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for joining me again on this channel for Whole Wellness with Ann. I stumbled across something super exciting today that I wanted to share about. It kind of derailed my plan for content for the next couple of days because I got so wrapped up in this idea and this theory and how applicable it is to our situations and what we're going through and our relationships and healthy relationships and toxic people and narcissism and aggression and problematic people. It was a complete accident too, which is, I think, more than anything what blew my mind. I kind of was mulling over a bunch of other ideas for content in the coming days, and this kind of pushed all that other stuff aside. And pardon me, please, while I continue to look to the side. I've got the article with me, and I've got some notes with me. And this video is kind of probably going to be broken up into a couple of segments because I don't want my videos to get so long that you don't watch them because they're like on and on and on. I'm trying to keep them around 10 minutes, 9-10 minutes, and hopefully that'll be okay. I know a couple of my other videos were a little bit longer. I really appreciate your feedback though. If you wouldn't mind even sometime mentioning to me what your thoughts are. Do you find it better to hear all the content in one concise video? That might be a little bit longer, or would you rather have it broken up into segments? Because I'm taking any and all feedback. I'm open to what you guys prefer to hear and how. But first, I wanted to start out with a little tidbit before we get into wolf behavior and pack arrangement, which is the very fascinating topic I stumbled upon and how it relates to us. This has nothing at all whatsoever to do with what I'm getting ready to talk about. So just a heads up, it's just one of those cool things because it was published also in the same issue of Reader's Digest, and it's the New Year's Eve issue from 2017. So it was published in that time range of December 2016 going into January of 2017. So many years ago. But this is so cool, and I've never heard of this before. So the SS Warrimoo, never even heard of that ship. WARRIMOO. On December 31st, 1899, this ship crossed the exact spot where the equator meets the international date line. Straddling the line at the stroke of midnight, the forward half of the ship entered January 1st, 1900, while the aft rear part of the ship remained on December 31st, 1899. So the ship simultaneously was inhabiting two hemispheres, right? On two different days in two different centuries. Isn't that cool? So I'm a science geek and I did study science in college. So I found that super cool. If you didn't, hopefully you just fast forwarded through the last couple minutes of this video. Just ignore it. The article gives the credit to Seattle Times for that little factoid. So I'm going to give it to the Seattle Times as well, the credit to the Seattle Times as well. That's the source of that little factoid. So pretty cool. Anyway, also, I apologize for the darkness of the video. I mean, you don't need to see my face too good, do you? It's more important that you hear my voice, I think. But I had to turn my torchlight lamp off because, I mean, it's kind of getting late. And late in the evening, I kind of want it to be, like, subdued. I kind of feel sometimes when I have too many lights on that I'm on stage or something, or I should put makeup on and start performing or something like that. And hey, if we got a camera on and I put makeup on and got the lights on, I'm going to perform. No, I'm just kidding. And now is not the time to perform. We're talking serious stuff here. So get your thinking caps on, get a piece of paper and a pen, because this stuff is interesting and so applicable to healthy relationships. So we have a lot of magazines laying around our office because we have like a waiting room and stuff like that. Whoops, sorry, I'm moving the camera accidentally. And I've looked at this Reader's Digest issue like 30 or 40 times and never have seen this article. In fact, it's funny because I thought I'm going to pick up a different magazine next time, because every time I open this issue of Reader's Digest, I get the same flippin' articles. But I've never seen this wolf article. Today, I happened to pop the magazine open and there it was staring me in the face. And I went, at first I was like, because of the title. Because the title was about the wolf pack, alpha male, alpha female. And I'm like, and I'll tell you about that and why it caught my attention in a minute. But when I read the article, I was like, oh man, I got to do content on this. This stuff is gold. Okay, so back to why the headline stood out to me, why it jumped off the page at me. Have you ever heard the phrase, he's an alpha male or she's an alpha female, right? Me, I had never heard that. Again, there's so many things that I didn't know prior to working at this job from 2014 to 2019. I learned a lot on that job that had nothing to do with the job itself. I learned a lot on the job too. But this is one of those terms. I remember very early on in the communal narcissist attacks on me, when I first went to one executive leader and said to him, it wasn't my boss, but it was one of the owners. I didn't go to him with a complaint. We were already talking about something else, and he made a comment that he heard about something that had happened. And I kind of rolled my eyes and went, yeah, it's been going on for a while. I'm so tired of it, and I'm just trying to ignore it. And he made the comment, well, you know why you keep bumping heads. And I was like, no. And in my head, I'm thinking, well, if there's a perfectly logical explanation for this, tell me what it is, because I'll resolve it, you know? He said, because you're both alpha females. And I went, what? Because to my way of thinking, she was not an alpha female at all. She was very intelligent and had the facade of confidence and having it together and being successful to the extent that she was able to accomplish projects and she was able to get the bottom line they wanted. So I understand why he thought we both were alpha females. I had not heard that phrase before, but she was in no way an alpha female. Her personal life was an absolute disaster. She did not have it together at all. I mean, there were times that she didn't come to work showered or dressed in clean clothes. She either had greasy hair and her kids were always in trouble. That's not to say if you miss a shower one day, you throw your deodorant on, comb your hair, and try to look as presentable as possible. But this girl, she had it all. Car problems, relationship problems, children problems, bill problems, boyfriend, you name it. I mean, she did not have her life together. She was very good at her job and she was intelligent, but I really don't know why he referenced both of us as alpha females. I didn't think of myself, and I still don't really think of myself as an alpha female. Actually, now that I've done a bunch of research on wolf packs, I'm thinking more that I am, which is kind of funny because I definitely don't consider myself an alpha female. But the more I read about wolves, the more I'm like, yeah, that is kind of me. But it's so interesting because it is super applicable to what we're going to talk about. But I am approaching 10 minutes on this video, and I want to keep my videos around 9 or 10 minutes. So I'm going to start out part 2 of this series on wolves and wolf behavior in a moment. Please join me for the next one. Thank you.